Just like Malamar, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is another free deck in Pokemon TCG Live that doesn't completely get destroyed by rotation on March 30th. Sure, losing the Shady Dealings Drizzile and Inteleon is annoying, but Urshifu survives, though you do have to be a little creative. What you see on screen right now is every card in the free version surviving rotation, but just because Sobble and Inteleon are part of the E-Block and still exist in Standard, it doesn't mean you want to continue using them. Instead, this is what you want Urshifu to look like post-rotation with the Inteleon line removed completely. Because the base deck only includes 2 of each Urshifu, you'll need to craft 2 more Urshifu V for 1500 credits, plus 1 more Urshifu VMAX for 1025 credits. Looking at the rest of the Pokemon, a 2-2 line of Remoraid and Octillery is great, as Octillery can go get your Rapid Strike energy turn after turn. You also need Radiant Greninja to put water energy in the discard pile, as well as Lumineon V to find Melony. A really important card post-rotation is Empoleon V, so get 2. Empoleon V is a great early attacker that also shuts off your opponent's basic non-rulebox Pokemon's abilities, namely Comfey. If you want a fun, unexpected attacker, go with Basculin from Fusion Strike, which can help clean up any Pokemon you were unable to KO the first time around. But if you don't want to go with Basculin, you may want to up the count of Drapion V to 2 copies, as it's your only way to beat Mew VMAX. You could also include other Rapid Strike Pokemon like Medicham V or Zeraora V, but it's harder to use Medicham V's attack post-rotation, and you'd need to run Lightning Energy in order to use Zeraora V properly. Another is the new Hawlucha and Scarlet and Violet base set. Sort of like a modified Zigzagoon, it allows you to put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. However, with the loss of Scoop Up Net, it essentially becomes a dead card once you place it down, so only use it if you think it's truly necessary to help your math. Now, this might seem weird at first, but the basic energy you want to use in this deck is water, not fighting. The reason is that Rapid Strike energy already covers the fighting energy requirement for Gmax Rapid Flow, which does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, though you do have to discard all of your energy. Melony can then accelerate a water energy from your discard pile to Urshifu, powering it up in 1 turn. It's a combo that takes a decent amount of work to work, but it's the best way to play Urshifu post-rotation. Other supporters joining Melony are Irida, which gets you any water Pokemon plus any item card. This is great for consistency and building up your board position early. Boss's Orders can help you bring up a Manaphy. Cheryl can heal a damaged Urshifu that likely has 0 energy attached to it in the first place. Raihan is a more focused Melony, and Korrina's focus is a good idea because it can be searched out with Octillery's ability. If you wanted to include a different supporter, Avery's an idea. It could put your opponent in a tough spot, forcing them to discard 2 good Pokemon while keeping Manaphy, or getting rid of Manaphy and opening things up for Gmax Rapid Flow. For items, the loss of Quick Ball is definitely annoying. You'll want 4 copies of Nest Ball and 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Cross Switcher and Escape Rope allow you to use Gale Thrust in back-to-back turns, especially when used in combination with your 2 copies of Tower of Waters. You'll probably want to go with 2 copies of Forest Sealstone for maximum consistency, but I decided to include 1 copy of Forest Sealstone and 1 copy of Earthen Sealstone instead. If you're facing off against a deck with a lot of V Pokemon, Earthen Sealstone puts damage counters on each of them until the remaining hit points is 100. Since it's damage counters and not damage, Manaphy can't protect them. It may be more of a fun card than anything, but give it a try and see what you think. Another card you could consider for the list is Rock Chestplate, coming in Scarlet and Violet base set, which reduces the damage dealt to that fighting type Pokemon by 30. And that's how you'll want to build Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX post-rotation. Unfortunately, it isn't looking to be a good choice post-rotation. Getting rid of a Manaphy that protects bench Pokemon takes a lot of work, and the loss of Telescopic Sight means you can't do nearly as much damage to bench Pokemon V. Plus, cards like Mew VMAX, Shadow Rider VMAX, and Gardevoir EX exist, all of which hit Urshifu super hard. Still, by spending just over 10,000 credits, you can make Urshifu post-rotation ready. It's a big commitment though, so make sure you absolutely want to play the Kung Fu Panda before investing in it. If you have any other ideas for Urshifu VMAX post-rotation, let everyone know in the comments.